Hi, my name's Sian James and I'm speaking for Life, the Basic Manual. This clip is part of our Surviving Long-Term Illness playlist, and it's from a very personal perspective. I'm remembering a friend who killed herself 4 years ago. She was a really beautiful, kind, loving, intelligent woman who'd overcome her own addiction, found a way forward and helped many thousands of other people do the same. She was a really impressive human being. Facebook recently reminded me in that eerie way that it has of the fact that her birthday has recently passed. What happened to this strong and quite formidable woman in her mid-30s was that she was diagnosed with a syndrome that very few people understand well, called chronic fatigue syndrome. Overnight, it was a sudden onset for her. She became very tired, her sleep became very poor, she experienced severe physical pain in a variety of locations around her body, and she felt as if she had constant low-grade flu, in tandem with all sorts of other strange perceptual things, such as alterations in her ability to see clearly. She felt very brain fogged. The symptoms were quite global, as they often are. She had the usual NHS tests, and because she had private medical insurance, she had further tests than most people would normally receive. They threw up quite a lot of anomalies that didn't seem to really add up to a particular pattern. For instance, there were some plaques in her brain that were not diagnostic of a particular degenerative condition, but were unusual for a woman of her age. She had an ongoing problem with colitis and inflammation of the gut. She had very low estrogen. So lots of different symptoms, some diagnostically significant results, but nothing that really added up. So she battled on, and she tried many things, and she tried many modifications. But in the end, she felt driven to take her own life. So why was that? What was the point at which she lost her resilience, and why? We can never know the heart of another human being, and most of us will understand that there are forms of depression and mental darkness that can come upon us quite suddenly. When I saw my friend 2 weeks before she died, we talked about her deep sense of guilt and shame. She felt guilty that she wasn't able to live in the way she had previously. She felt ashamed of her illness. She saw it as weakness. This belief was strongly reinforced by some of the people close to her who told her that she needed to get over herself, she needed to go to a gym, she needed to pull herself together, and that if she reapplied herself to the process of life, she would find her illness disappeared. And in that, they were influenced, I think, by the view in the UK that chronic fatigue syndrome is essentially a psychiatric presentation and that it's about the patient's faulty belief systems. I can't know, in the end, why she made the decision that she did, although I can actually well understand why she did what she did. So I'm making this clip in her honour, and I'd like to suggest to you that if you're surviving long-term illness, that kind of guilt and that kind of shame are luxuries you cannot afford. Self-blame is not useful in this context. Learn to be your own advocate, and when people sometimes say things that are hurtful, or they misunderstand your illness, or they fundamentally discount your illness, try and go back to the core of your own knowing. It's not your fault you're ill. You can get better. There is hope. Trust me, there is always a way forward. And the old saying that the people that matter don't mind and the people that mind don't matter is very true in this context. One of the shared experiences that many of us who survive long-term illness have had is that not everybody comes along for the ride. Some of the people in your life will fall away the longer you're ill, and some of the people in your life just simply won't be useful to you because of their own views or thoughts or their own resistance to the idea of you being anything other than how you were before. You're not alone. Later, we'll be sharing more detail about life skills that may help you survive this experience. But for today, I just wanted to remember my friend, honour what she did achieve in her life, and say to you that we're in this together. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your comments, your feedback, and your wisdom on this topic. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Life, the Basic Manual.